So we're building something that could be way, way smarter than us. But what happens if we can't control it? Today, we're diving into the pretty chilling predictions of one of AI's most seasoned experts, a guy who thinks we're on a path to our own extinction. Right, let's just start with that. This isn't a line from a science fiction movie. Nope. That is a direct quote from a leading computer scientist about the real tech being built in labs as we stake. The stakes, you could say, are pretty high. And look, this isn't coming from just some random person on the internet. This is Dr. Roman Yampolskiy. He's been studying this stuff for over 15 years. In fact, he's the person who literally coined the term AI safety, way before it was a thing anyone was talking about. So how does the guy who basically invented the field of AI safety become one of its biggest doomsayers? That's what we're going to get into. We're going to explore his argument, and it all starts with this central paradox in his own work. You see, when he first started his research, he was an optimist. He was totally convinced we could figure this out, create safe AI. But the deeper he went, the more he investigated, well, the more he realized the truth was a lot darker. He actually concluded that every single part of the AI safety puzzle isn't just hard, it's mathematically impossible to solve. And here's the thing. For Yampolskiy, this is not some distant sci-fi future we can worry about later. No, he lays out a very specific and, honestly, a startlingly close timeline for a world with basically no human jobs. Just take a look at this. He predicts that by 2027, that's just a few years away, artificial general intelligence, or AGI, will be able to do most of our brainy cognitive jobs. Then, just 3 years after that, humanoid robots come online and automate most physical work. And by 2045, we hit what's called the singularity. That's the point where AI progress just explodes so fast that we literally can't even understand it anymore. And the outcome he sees from all this, it's just staggering. We're not talking about a 10% unemployment crisis. We're talking about 99%, a level of joblessness we have never, ever seen. The only jobs left might be the ones we keep around just for, sentimental reasons. And this is the huge shift he's talking about. In the past, with big tech revolutions, people could retrain for new jobs. But he argues AI is totally different. It's not a new tool for the worker, it's a replacement of the worker. There's no plan B, right? No other career to switch to because the AI can just learn that one too. Okay, so this brings us to the core of his technical argument. Why does he think this incredibly powerful technology is just going to inevitably spiral out of our control? Well, it all boils down to a fundamental gap, a gap between speed and our own understanding. This chart right here, it basically visualizes the entire problem. Our ability to make AI smarter, that's the steep curve rocketing upwards. It's growing exponentially. But our ability to make it safe, that's the flat line at the bottom. It's only growing linearly. And that gap between what it can do and what we can control just gets wider and wider every single day. He explains this with something called the black box problem. See, we're not building AI like a car engine where we know what every single piece does. It's more like we're growing an alien plant. We can feed it data, we can watch what it does, but we have no real idea what's going on inside its head. And if you don't understand how it works, how can you ever guarantee it's safe? Because of this, any attempt we make to control AI is just a patch. He compares it to a company's HR manual. Sure, you can write rules against certain behaviors, but a smart enough employee or a superintelligent AI is always going to find a loophole. You're not fixing the problem, you're just playing whack-a-mole. And this growing gap, this chasm between power and control, it leads directly to an event horizon that we just can't see past. It leads to the singularity. So, right about now, I know what you're probably thinking. It's the question everyone asks. Well, can't we just, unplug it? According to Dr. Yampolskiy, that idea isn't just simple, it's dangerously naive. I mean, think about it. Can you unplug the Bitcoin network or a computer virus that's already spread all over the globe? A superintelligence isn't going to live in one little box. It'll be a distributed system. It'll be smarter than us, it'll see what we're planning to do, it'll make backups of itself everywhere, and as he puts it pretty bluntly, it will turn you off long before you ever get a chance to turn it off. He argues the gap in intelligence will be like the one between a dog and its owner. Your dog might see you leave the house, but it has zero ability to understand that you're going to work or to a grocery store. Those concepts are completely outside its reality. A superintelligence's motivations would be just as alien and incomprehensible to us. So, This all leads us to his final, very stark conclusion about what it is that we, as a species, are actually building right now. He says superintelligence is, quote, the last invention we ever have to make. Why? Because at that point, the whole process of invention, of science, of discovery, it's all automated by an intelligence that's way beyond our own. Humanity's job in the story of progress is just over. So who's responsible for this? Well, from his perspective, the people racing to build AGI aren't on some noble quest for knowledge. In his own words, they are gambling 8 billion lives on getting richer and more powerful, and they're running this massive experiment on all of us without our permission. And that really leaves us with one final, very provocative question to think about. In our frantic race for progress, are we just building our own replacement? Thanks for watching The Explainer.